Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Amateur Hour on Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we have round two of the BSTV GT4 TCR Challenge Series, live from mid-Ohio. In the booth with me tonight, as usual, I have Pete Bingham. Good evening.
Evening.
Bill Switzer. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
And Sam boozing on the cameras. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening, Clyde.
So, Pete, last week, round one, we had last season's TCR champ Kevin Viermont in a GT4 and got his maiden victory. We had Tom Stanley, who ran the GT4 last season in the TCRs, and he got his maiden victory. We had last season's GT4 winner Andrew Hopley having dramas on track and off track in real life. So quite a lot happened last week. Do you think it's going to be a bit calmer this week?
No, I think all the events of last week are going to make this week even more interesting. So Andrew Hopley, hopefully all his domestic issues are sorted now and everybody's okay. And he will be up there vying for the lead with the likes of Kevin and Double R. Is Double R in? Yes, he is. I've just seen him. Tom Stanley in the TCR will be fighting at the top of that as well. So it's going to be more exciting, I think. Mid-Ohio lends itself to excellent racing, doesn't it? Really close-knit racing. It's a track I really like. I've always been reasonable around here, and reasonable for me means getting less incident points than anywhere else.
Yeah, and Bill, I know this is obviously a track that you know well in real life. For me, I'm like P. I've always been not too bad round here. And when I first turn up, I look at these massive runoff areas and always manage to miss them and find a wall. So it is a track that can bite you. Yeah,
it can. Mid-Ohio's kind of a, well, you know, they always tell you it's a really technical course, which it is. But you're kind of limited to where you can pass here. I mean, it looks like a lot of wide open, but somebody's pushing a cone around. Who is that? Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, passing is limited here, so you got to kind of plan every lap, and it's an easy track to go off. And when the biggest place you can go off is at the end of this back straightaway, which is called China Beach. It's like a sand pit about the size of the Mojave Desert, and usually they need one of these articulated machines to get you the heck out of there. So it's kind of interesting, but it should be pretty. I think this will be a great track for this particular powered car. I think it's really gated to this, even though in real life they have Indy cars here. They have Busch. Well, that's not Busch. It's Xfinity cars here. So you know they have a mix of a lot, and they also do super bikes there too. So it's an interesting place to watch an event, and it ought to be good for these guys. I hope the dramas are over from last week. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, and it's very tight at the top, Pete. You know, there's any number of drivers that can win that GT4 championship. We've got 13 GT4s and 5 TCRs tonight. But I would say there are at least 5 or 6 of the GT4 drivers that can get a win at any time. I think, Pete, that you know, number 1 target is beating Andrew Hopley. Number 2 target now looks like beating Kevin Viermont. So you know you're going to have to finish in front of them if you want a chance of winning this race.
Yeah, and we saw Rob Venn doing very well last time out as well. I think he may not be in the position yet to get into the top spot, but he's certainly starting to linger outside that top 6, I think. Who else have we got? Ben Cullen, we saw him do an excellent race recently. I can't remember which format that was in. Was that in GT3?
That was in GT3, yeah.
He won the AM series, that's right.
Yeah, so he's got the sniff of it now, hasn't he? Yeah, he's got the scent. So whether he's going to carry that through into this series, I don't know. This chap here, Gregory, I don't know anything about him. He did all right last time, didn't he? But he wasn't vying for the top spots. I think it's going to be. Yeah, you're right. There's a few people knocking about who can take this. The asymmetric boys, AAA, Stewart. I think they've got a really good chance of being up there this time. I don't know why I feel that way, but
Definitely.
AAA is good with these tight, twisty tracks. He was doing good at Oran Park, wasn't he?
Yeah, AAA, I think, personally, I don't know what it is. Perhaps it's because he started turning up for interviews.
There you go.
But he seems to be driving better than he did last season, and he didn't do too bad last season.
No, he started off. I didn't know whether he was too aggressive last season or a bit reckless or new to the car. I couldn't work it out. But by the time we'd got to halfway, he was very, very stable, very, very safe, and very, very calm and calculated in his racecraft. And he's carried that into the first race of this season. So if he carries that on, he'll be a tremendous competitor for the top of the GT4s.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
sure.
So just a quick good evening and welcome and hello to Oliver, Alan and Zanlura on the chat. So we are in the 20-minute qualifying session. Currently we have Kevin Veermont, top of the pile in GT4. AAA, Abdul Al-Amri, currently sitting in second place. And Stuart Dick in third. Into the TCRs, and Tom Stanley currently sits on provisional pole with Carl Hardy in second and Chris Shaw in third. So still a long way to go in qualifying, Bill, but we're used to seeing Andrew Hopley grabbing these pole positions. Do you reckon he can do it tonight? I think he was quickest in practice, but sometimes this track pole position can be a bit more important than at other tracks.
Yeah, I think Andrew Hopley, we know he's very fast and he's going to be up near the top, but a lot of people have kind of stepped up this year. A couple of the people up toward the top last year, and I think Andrew Hopley's got a bigger fight on his against him this year than he did last season. So I think you're going to see a lot of people closer to him, but he's always going to be a contender. He has tremendous racecraft. He's very fast, and keeps his car out of trouble most times. So he's always going to be a contender, but he's got some competition this year, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think Andrew set the bar in GT4 last season and said, there you go, boys. If you want to win something, this is what you're going to have to beat. Now, last week, obviously, he had a few issues on track. He had big dramas at home with his daughter breaking her arm. I don't know whether his daughter watches Dad's Racing, but if you are, get well soon. We all wish you the best from BSTV. I think, does that put, because Andrew Hopley was so dominant last season, does that put extra pressure on Andrew Hopley?
I'm going to go with no. I'm going to say that he displays the mental capacity of someone who is confident in their approach to racing. He's very, very capable, and he knows it. He's very, very well practiced, and you can tell. I think the thing that he's going to be worried about the most, and the thing that's taken the pressure off a lot of the field in GT4, is the arrival of Kevin Veermont. So in Kevin being in there is someone in the opposite car. So he's in the Porsche, not the BMW, obviously. My mastermind specialist subject is clearly stating the bleeding obvious. But also, he's brought that capability to win a series with him. So he's won the TCR one. He didn't have it all his own way because Chris Shaw was fighting him the whole way through last season. So he's proven his capability, and and therefore he's taken the pressure off some other people to get alongside Andrew, and Andrew will know that, and he'll know that Kevin's very, very capable, and I think that's the thing that's going to be the biggest effect on Andrew Hopley for, well, at least the beginning of this season. We'll see how it pans out first, yeah?
Yeah. Good evening to Marco Lewert on the chat and RL TV. No idea who that is, but he's obviously pals with Kevin and Double R. So, Bill, in the TCRs, now we haven't got a massive field. We do believe that there's some sign-ups coming because Carl Hardy is doing his very best at some promotional work for us in the official series. And we may have touched on this last week. So, Chris Shaw sort of pushed Kevin Veermont all the way till probably the second from last race last season. And then he sees Kevin Veermont switch over to the GT4 and he thinks to himself, yeah, I got this championship in the bag. And then Tom Stanley shows up in a TCR and takes away the victory in the first race. And, is Carl Shaw sitting there thinking, am I just destined to be the bridesmaid every season?
Well, we may only have 5 cars, but I have to tell you, at Oran Park, you would never know it. I mean, we had 5 really capable guys, and they made it very exciting. I mean, unfortunately, Tom Stanley had to do his, wizard thing and get 50 miles ahead of everybody. But the rest of the guys, it was a heck of a competition out there. They were, nose to tail, side by side, and there's 5 really capable guys, and in not only Stanley but Carl Hardy, David Evers, Chris Shaw, and of course, Scott Malcolm, who shows up toward the end of the race and starts, giving everybody a hard time. So, the more the merrier. But yet, I'm not disappointed that we're not going to see a good competition between those 5 guys tonight for sure.
Right. Okay. So where are we then in qualifying? So coming up to 14 minutes gone. Kevin Veermont currently still sits at the top of the GT4 pile. AAA Abdul Al Amri still in second, and there's 0.3 of a second between those two. And then Stuart Dick rounds out your top 3 at the present, but he's only 7/100ths behind AAA. Into TCR, and Tom Stanley carries on his good form. And interestingly, there's only 2 seconds between TCR and GT4. Carl Hardy is in second at the moment, and he looks like he's flying through the air there. That must be some sort of magic trick, I think.
Yeah, what the heck happened there?
But he's only a 10th off of Tom Stanley. And then David Ayres is now in 3rd place in TCR. So Chris Shaw needs to get his finger out a little bit to get up there. 5 minutes to go. He's out on track.
I'd like to mention what a nice paint scheme Robert Ben has on his car. Really very stylish.
Yeah, hopefully Ben Cullen's got it as well. There we go.
Very stylish. Yeah, I think another interesting point that we've not yet pointed out is that, well, Stuart's now been relegated into 4th position by Andrew Hopley, but there are Porsches featuring higher up the table this series, than they were last series. I think that's quite poignant because the 2 tracks that we've been to, Oran Park and this one so far, they are, as Bill said, very tight, very technical tracks. You can't approach this with a hammer. You have to approach it with a series of tweezers and forceps and make your way around here in a calculated fashion. You're not going to get overtakes just by muscling your way through, because it's going to end in disaster for 2 cars, not 1. So I think the Porsche might actually start rising to the surface here. When we get to some of the bigger, more open tracks, it'll be interesting to see how competitive that Porsche is compared to the BMW.
I got a charge. I was watching Paul Burgess come out of turn 1. Turn 1's kind of a fast left-handed corner, and if you go wide there and you go off the track and you go across that access road, right after that you have a nice little ramp and you get airborne there. He was a little surprised by that one, I'll tell you.
Yeah, and it's about 3 weeks back to the racing line, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's really interesting to right before when you're coming up the front straightaway there. Whoa, Andrew Hopley spins. Okay, he's all right. When you're coming up the front straightaway on the right-hand side before the bridge, there's a flag station there. That's the first flag station on the course. And boy, I'll tell you, you want to stand there on a rainy day when they got Indy cars there. Oh my God, it's like it's like getting power washed. I'm telling you, holy mackerel!
Putting a Karcher pressure washer at your
Oh
face.
my God! You have like Scott Dixon or something go screaming by you there, and nothing but it feels like sandpaper on you. Oh, it's unreal.
So Hopley's up to second.
He is. He's stealthing his way up, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's leaving it to the last minute.
Oh, Triple A found.
Have you seen how close the times are?
Very close.
1/100th of a second.
Very close.
And the top 1, 2, 3, 4. Top 4 are only separated by, well, less than half a second. This is going to be a good race, this.
Yeah,
Viamont does a nice job.
Smell it.
Viamont does a nice job in that Porsche. He really does.
He does, and the Porsche is very, very nimble. It's gone back to the state it was in when you and I were first driving it in its first season. It's agile again. It's still more floaty than it used to be, but at least now it's floaty and predictable in its floatiness. I mean, look at that. There's no front end on it at the minute, but once it grips up, it pulls round. So that's what you got to rely upon these days with it. And for anybody new to the series, you better explain what happened with the car numbers in GT4 at the top of it.
With the car numbers?
Yeah, so because Andrew Hopley won last season, he is car number 1. Because Kevin Viamont, who you were just watching, also won, but he won the other series, he's carrying the 0-1. So, yes, we've got 2 number 1s, but they are distinctly different in many different ways.
Yeah, and the only other thing really to point out at the moment is obviously the GT4s and TCRs do look quite different, but if you get lost, the GT4s have got orange windscreen banners and number boards, and the TCRs have got green windscreen banners and number boards. So we're coming up to the end of qualifying. Triple A's put yourself up in third.
He has, yeah. He's getting there, isn't he?
Yeah. We've got a 60-minute race. We do have an enforced pit stop because all of the cars are fuel limited. The GT4s are slightly more limited than the TCRs, so nobody will get away without stopping. We may or may not have a random safety car at some point. We don't know yet. The drivers obviously don't know either, so that's something to look out for, because that can always put a spanner in the works of the best laid plans, Bill.
It certainly can. It adds a new dimension to things, and some guys like it who benefit by it, and the guys that get caught don't like it, obviously. So it's a good addition, I think, though, really, and a lot of the drivers are admitting that it adds another dimension and kind of a mystery to what's going on. So we like it, and it's staying.
Second that.
Yeah, Andrew Hopley is still doing sector bests. I don't know whether he's going to manage here to take the top spot away from Kevin.
I don't think so. Sector
No?
1 and 3 let him down.
Oh, they did, yeah.
He was the fastest in Sector 2 and did a personal best in Sector 4.
Yeah, not enough though, was it?
No.
By how much? Oh, I can't tell now. It's tripped out. Oh, no, I can see it. Yeah, 0.6 of a second, actually. It's quite a lot more than I thought it was.
I like Scott Malcolm's new paint. That looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah. The other thing he had on there looked like the Salvation Army. I mean, this thing has some nice color now to it.
You know you've seen that before, don't you?
Yeah. Carl Hardy's one, when you look away after looking at it, it's still there in your sight, isn't it? Like burnt onto your retinas.
Like a bad dream.
Oh dear.
All right, once we get the grid up, Pete, I'll let you do the GT4s and I'll do the TCRs.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll listen to both of you.
Cool. Here we go. So, top of the pile, Kevin Viamont. Really hanging it out there for Andrew Hopley to chase, who is in second. Abdul Al-Amri will go off third. Stuart Dick will go off fourth. Gregory Vranks will go off fifth. He's moved up silently, hasn't he? He was sneaking in there. Sixth is Paul Burgess, that's good. Seventh is Double R, Roman Ratto. Eighth, sorry, that's seventh, yeah. Eighth is Stefan Goebel. Ninth, Mark Heron. 10th, Rob Venn. 11th, Ben Cullen. 12th, Yaz Samai. And bringing up the rear of the GT4 field is Simon Chester.
Okay, so into TCR, Tom Stanley claims the pole position. Carl Hardy in second. David Ayres third. Chris Shaw in fourth. And Scott Malcolm bring him up the rear in fifth. So we are going to try and bring you our special picture-in-picture. We will have the GT4s on the main screen, and hopefully we'll be able to see the TCRs in the mini screen.
And for anybody that's new to the series, it's a rolling start. Usually the TCRs will give a good amount of gap to the GT4s, only because they don't want to get caught up in whatever crashes and disasters before the GT4s potentially. We're currently waiting for Ben Cullen to pop his car onto track, and then we should get moving. He's there now.
Now, here's an interesting thing. In real life, the rolling starts start on the back stretch, which I don't think they do here, and the standing starts on the front stretch. But we'll have to see. I don't think they do. I don't think they're that scientific here yet.
I'm trying to figure out where it is. I think it's just before the final two turns.
Yeah, you got that sort of hairpin.
Thunder Valley there? Yeah.
Thunder Valley, yeah.
So they're going to start on the front one. Okay. That's a lot easier. I'm sure the programming could be a little tricky. Here they come. They're coming around the carousel. Right after the left-hander, they should get green, hopefully.
Yeah, let's see what happens with the start here. They are gone. And Kevin and Andrew have gone almost identically. That's going to be interesting through turn one. Very safe, though, from both of them. Oh, maybe not. Bit of a wiggle from Andrew.
We had a right mix-up in the TCRs.
Ah, right. Andrew Hopley's managed to make his way to the front, and AAA is going to take advantage of it. So Kevin has been relegated down to third already. He's not going to be too happy about that, I don't think.
Yeah, in TCRs, we had David Ayres and Carl Hardy just went and sort of left the pole sitter, Tom Stanley, behind. So I'm not sure whether they're going to get black flagged or not, or whether that was legal.
Yeah. Should be a black flag.
Unless he was caught napping as they went over the line. The line's further down the track, though, isn't it? It's not right out of the last corner.
This was literally, this was well before the start-finish line.
Oh, well, in that case, I expect
I'm sure Sam can show it on a replay at some
Start
point.
finish lines at where that tower is, Pete, where the starting tower is
Yeah.
on the front stretch.
I'll just keep an eye on them just to see if
Okay, here they come through the carousel again.
anybody does have to pit.
Well, they'll have 3 laps to do it, won't they?
Yeah.
So they'll run it out as long as they can.
Tom Stanley's got himself back up into second place past Carl Hardy. So nobody in the pits this lap.
Already looks like Andrew Hopley's stretching it out a little bit. With Abdul Al Amri in second and Kevin Viemont third.
Yeah, I think Kevin Viemont is choosing a potentially choosing a safe option here. I think he's taking it easy at the start. This car on this track, it's very, very slippy, this track, on the iRacing service, as Stuart Dick just found out. And he's lost a position there as well. So I think he's playing it careful through the first couple of laps, and then I think we'll see Kevin get back onto the rear of Abdul Al Amri's car, and then start making moves after that.
We got Scott Malcolm off track.
Oh yeah, he took a little excursion there.
He did just after, what was that? Is that up to the S's, isn't it?
Oh
yeah. Well,
yep.
I think that was in the middle of the S's.
Right. Here we go. This is the start. A replay of the start.
Yeah, if you watch the green and the black car.
Yeah, he's gone. Oh, and Tom Stanley didn't move. So what?
No, that's not right.
That can't be right. Surely not.
No way.
Have they seen it go green and they've gone, even though they shouldn't have passed the leader on before the start-finish line?
I wonder if they say green, green, green on the air there. I'm not sure.
They do, but you don't go. We'll find out shortly.
Yeah, well, they're still going. They haven't pitted yet, so not sure whether they got black flagged. If they don't, I think there could be another rule coming.
Yes. There would have to be another rule, otherwise there's no point in getting pole position.
Yeah.
So Double R is tracking down Stuart Dick at the moment. Gregory has managed to get past Stuart Dick when he had his moment at the corner that you were saying was the most lethal. Ooh, he's slippy, isn't he?
That's a tough corner. That one's a wicked corner, leading into Thunder Valley.
Yeah, he's gone very sideways.
Yep, he's lucky he caught it.
Yeah. The crest of that brow really does make your car go light in a very strange way, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you've got to kind of come off the gas.
Yeah, you got to hit it pretty straight too, otherwise it really messes you up.
Yeah.
And it's a blind hill. You come up over there, tooling away, and you can't see a damn thing.
Yeah. Tom Stanley is back on it here.
Yeah, they still haven't been in the pits. They're now on lap 4, so I think this is their last opportunity if they have got a black flag, but they might not. It might have been perfectly legal, but just looked a bit naughty. Well, it was naughty. So that's Stefan Goebel there in the default BSTV livery. One of the drivers that drives in the GT3 Championship that's come across to have a go in the GT4s.
Oh, that was trading paint.
That was, that was a hip check, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Just a reminder that he's there.
So normal service is resumed in TCR. So Tom Stanley's got himself back to the front. A little worried about Chris Shaw. He didn't show any pace in qualifying.
And he's not really demonstrating any here.
No.
Lack of practice, maybe?
Yeah, possibly.
He's got a
Possibly.
very understeery car. Did you see he was on full lock then?
Yeah. So no, I don't think they got black flagged for that.
No.
No, they did. They missed pit entrance.
Yeah, that's just wild. What are we on, lap 5? Yeah, they're definitely not going to get penalised for it, which is bizarre. We'll have to have one or more of them into the booth later and explain that. So Double R's now chasing down. So he's got past Stuart Dick as well now. We missed that one somewhere.
Yeah, he's chasing down
Gregory.
Gregory Ranks.
Yep, Ranks.
Which is Andrew Hopley's team.
Stuart again, sideways, same corner. He's not having a good day there. Oh, that is the overtake. That is the overtake. Sorry. I really should pay attention to Sam's camera work.
Looks like a replay here.
We can both be professional.
So this is busy, isn't it? This is live footage. Just correcting myself there, or making sure that I was talking about the right thing. Carl Hardy's dropped behind David Ayres. Was that the case a minute ago?
Yeah. And Carl Hardy is going to be desperate to beat David this week, isn't he, after last week?
Nothing more certain than that.
But David seems to have stepped his game up this season as well.
He does. He's. I think he's putting more practice in. That's the only. Has he not got a result clothing paint, or did he not submit it in time?
He hasn't submitted it, so
Right.
I'm refusing to change it.
Thank you. I was just going to ask. I was just going to ask if you guys see him in the default paint because that's what I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the naughty boy paint, isn't it?
With my Tony No Name receiving here in America, I'm not quite sure what I'm watching, so always have to double check.
So Hopley is starting to pull a gap on Triple A.
Yeah, it sure is.
These two are having a good race, aren't they?
That's
Stefan
nice.
and
Yeah.
And of course, Yaz's racing partner is Paul Burgess, who is in close proximity with Mark Heron at the minute, I think.
He's letting him go. Looks like he's letting him go.
Yeah, Mark Heron's closing him in. So we might see some action there shortly. Yaz actually let him go. So did Yaz get a slowdown?
He was going slow. I don't know whether it was on purpose or a penalty.
No, he's let him go. He's told him on the chat. Double R's getting very, very racy here with Gregory. That's not a move yet, though.
4, almost side by side. He might make it. Yeah.
Whoa! That's terrifying, that view, isn't it?
Whoa!
And Bill's absolutely right. Finding overtaking opportunities around this track is very difficult. You can't just drive your own normal line. At some point on one corner, you've got to set somebody up for a fail.
Yeah, it's basically, unless you have a tremendous speed differential, the front side and the back straightaway, those are the two places really where you can pass.
Yep. And the front straight's not that long, is it? So you've not got the time to get alongside somebody, really.
No, you've really got to get off the carousel quickly and alongside of somebody to even have a chance, which is virtually impossible. Sometimes you get people going up this hill here if they're on the wrong side, up over the mountain.
Carl Hardy has got past David Ayres, we just see in that replay.
He did, yep.
Yeah, it was a good overtake.
And their little battle has dragged Chris Shaw back into this.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
they're not that far behind Tom Stanley like last week. I mean, last week they were eons behind him, and not now. I mean, he's up the road a little bit, but you can see him.
If they keep scrapping though, like they're doing, he's gonna
they will.
check out.
Yeah.
And Chris Shaw, I don't know whether he's suffering from lack of practice, like I said before, but each lap he'll be re-educating his brain. I don't think it'll be long before he's on their pace, like properly on their pace, and vying for position now.
He's closing up a little bit right at the moment, isn't he? A little bit.
Yeah, Scott Malcolm, you can see in the distance there after his landscaping excursion. He's trying to get back on it.
Well, that just shows you how competitive this TCR is. He's had one minor mistake, and he's 6 seconds back and can't close it in at the moment.
Yeah.
Evening to Matthew on the chat.
I'm going to gather that Matthew is in Australia.
Yeah. Or perhaps he works nights.
Yeah. At least he didn't call us ladies like Marco Loert did.
Yeah.
No need for that.
Marco's been peeking again.
Yeah. Oh, that was tight, wasn't it? Mark Heron nearly wiped out the back of Paul Burgess' car at the hairpin.
Yeah, Double R, he still hasn't found a way past Gregory Vranks.
No, not yet.
Not for what of trying.
Sorry, Bill, what was that?
I said he's a little bit too far away. The key on this track is to try to get off the keyhole better, which is the 180-degree corner up at the beginning of that straightaway. It's tough, too, because you're coming on an off-camber downhill corner and you run out of road. If you try to accelerate too fast, you're out in the dirt and you lose a lot of time. So that's a tough corner, too.
But he's on him now, though, going through Thunder Valley. He's losing a bit of time through that turn.
Yes, he is.
There's about 4 car lengths now. He was right on the back bumper. So different approaches to different corners gives you different results, doesn't it? Obviously.
Yeah.
This is really one of them tracks where you have to set an overtake up sort of 2-3 laps in advance.
Yeah,
indeed you do.
Or deceive your opponent into thinking you're going one way or into one corner and then wait for the next one. Wait for them to try and block you or take your line away.
Double R here's got to be really close. Still a little. Yeah, he got off the corner pretty well, but a little better. He might be able to get on him this time. Yeah, he might be able to get him this time.
He stepped out from it. He's got overspeed, and Gregory's let that go.
Yeah, he didn't defend it, did he?
There he goes. He's going to get him this time.
He didn't want to end up in that massive sand pit over there.
The key is to get out of the keyhole. Only kidding. Sorry.
He's obviously confident he can take that position back at some point in the near future.
Yeah, he didn't put up much of a battle, did he?
And it's probably a sound option round here because if you go into a corner off the racing line, it's very slippy.
And you see those concrete barriers? Those are not soft walls, okay? Tell me. Trust me.
And look at this, Stuart Dick. He's finally found his grip,
again. Back at it again.
Andrew Hopley, meanwhile, appears to have pulled out, well, just over 2.5 seconds of lead.
Yeah, I think Triple A's hanging on really well there. 3 or 4 laps ago, it was 2.2 seconds, so he's only lost half a second more.
Mm-hmm.
Or has Greg toasted his tyres, maybe?
Yeah, it's possible.
seem to be wobbling around too much, but maybe.
It's a bit early in the race for him to have done that, isn't it? We've, what are we, about 15 minutes in?
Yeah, I didn't know if we'd missed a lock-up or something like that, and that has affected him.
Oh, he's close now, Stuart Dick, yeah.
Yeah, Stuart's crawling all over him now.
Get up on him in the keyhole up there, he'll be in good shape. There's turn 1.
A bad lap for Kevin Veermont there. He was nearly a second slower than the leader.
Yeah,
I don't know if he made a mistake somewhere.
Possible. He is reasonably close to AAA still, so maybe he's made a desperate lunge somewhere and it's bitten back.
Pretty sure it looked like he lost his rhythm through the carousel there. He slowed down quite a bit. Now the GT4 BMW looks definitely faster on the straightaway than that Porsche, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is a feature.
That's really...
Malcolm, is he going to have another self-inflicted... Oh, he's pulling over.
Interesting.
Maybe he's going to call it a day, huh?
Hardware failure? He's stopped and started going again.
Yeah, he's going again. He's had something going on there, hasn't he? Yeah.
Maybe. Does he use VR?
Might have to recycle something.
Yeah, or maybe they was throwing him a haggis sandwich over the wall.
More like bottle again.
Big slide there for David Ayres.
And then...
Yeah, you're not kidding. Whoa!
And then...
Chris Shaw way too wide. He's going to go off. Yep.
Chris Shaw off his stride.
Ah, that's why he was slow in the carousel. Okay, I didn't see that part. Okay. Got it.
And this is interesting.
Look at this crossover.
Stefan and Simon.
Kathy said she could help out today. She's only actually physically 8 miles from Mid-Ohio Raceway, so we can give her a call.
And this still continues. Gregory's kind of got his mojo back now.
Yeah, that's what made me wonder whether he just cooked his tyres a bit or something, because you thought that Double R was, once he got past, he was going to pull away, but Greg's back on it now, so...
Do you figure his tyres came back a little bit or something, maybe? Huh?
Yeah, you can cool them down.
Yep,
you can. Takes a while, though.
Stuart Dick is definitely not going away, though. He's right on their tail.
I'll be back shortly.
Cheers.
Don't know who he's calling shortly. So AAA still hanging on. It's still under 3 seconds. What have we got here? So this is Stefan having a go at, I'm guessing that's Simon Chester, who's gone wide. Yeah, and quite an easy path in the end.
Yep.
So Stefan's moving through the field. He lost some positions off the start, but he's getting them back.
And up front, it looks like Kevin Viermont's another, 1.7 behind AAA there.
Yeah. Ben Cullen and Rob Venn are having quiet races.
Yeah, I haven't heard much from them. No time to have a team get together. Get up front.
Yeah, you can see I think you're right, Bill. You see the gap that these two pull over Stuart Dick.
Yep. Yeah, on the straightaway.
On the not straight, and
Yep.
then he pulls right back up to him through the S's.
Yeah, look at how he's gaining on him already through here. Well, just looking at the two cars, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that that Porsche should handle better than that kind of top-heavy BMW sedan.
Yeah, the tank.
Exactly.
Now, at the front, Andrew Hopley's still only got just over 2 seconds. He's actually come down a bit, that gap.
Yeah, I think Hopley had a bit of an iffy lap last time round. He was in the 129s.
And it's definitely these three that are going to sort this out at the minute, anyway. Depends on pit stops and things like that when they come round. But these three have got themselves a 5-second buffer behind them, which is quite comfortable, isn't it, in these cars?
Yeah, I'm wondering on Kevin Veermont. He, obviously he was up there in practice. He was pole position, and now he's what is he? Well, he's behind the leader anyway. Is he going steady on his tyres and hoping for that second part of the race? Right, my tyres are better than yours, boys. Here I come.
I think that is a very good suggestion, because these guys don't swap their tyres, do they? Because it loses them too much time that they'll never get back. So I think you might be right, and I don't know what Andrew Hopley... Oh,
he's in.
He's in.
Hopley has pitted.
Triple A's gone past.
As well as Kevin Veermont. He kept running going,
but the other two stay out. Stuart Dick's gone in as well.
Yeah. Stuart kind of needed to. Well, did he? I don't know. He was struggling on the tyres he's got on the car at the moment. I doubt he's going to take new ones. But
I just think he was stuck in that position. He couldn't get past Greg, could he?
So he's just done something different to try and get some advantage.
Hopley's back out. He's between the
BSTV boys.
BSTV sandwich.
BSTV boys, yep. Almost called them Vulcan. Sorry.
We can forgive that.
That's a good team, too.
Yeah, Double R is just not dropping Greg, so...
I don't know how much this is going to advantage or disadvantage Andrew Hopley. If he manages to get on the back of Rob Venn, he's going to have to find a way through.
Yeah, it depends how difficult it is to get by Rob Venn.
Rob's no slouch.
No,
not at all.
He's a sensible driver as well.
Yeah, we've raced with him in previous years, haven't we?
Yeah. Evening to Tyler Newitt on the chat. Getting a semi because of Pete's sultry tones.
Yeah. Sexy, innit?
So Hopley's putting a lot of pressure on here.
Sure
he is. And, well, I suppose a lot rides on whether he can get past Rob Venn in quick order.
Well, you know, how much of Triple A and Kevin Veermont paid Rob Venn?
He is going to make a move.
He is now, yeah.
That was a pretty good overtake manoeuvre. That was excellently
that
crafted.
was.
So he's not been disadvantaged at all.
No, not really. And he's got a bit of clear track in front of him now, hasn't he?
Good Rob Ben closing right in on him.
And as Marco on the chat has just alluded to, we've got the safety car threat. It may or may not happen at all. But if that comes out now in between all these pit stops, I'm not sure my brain can calculate what happens.
Well, at the moment, if it came out, it would advantage to Andrew Hopley.
Because the others have still got to box.
Yeah. So AAA's in now.
Yeah. Kevin is not. Kevin's gambling.
Kevin stayed out. Roman stayed out.
But on the other hand,
Go on.
the safety car is going to pick up the leader plus whoever's pitted. The guys that pit can close up before the green flag, can't they? Again?
Is that pit and close up before the green flag?
In other words, they pit under caution, actually. So,
yes, but then they'll be at the back of they'll be behind everybody that's already pitted.
With
yeah,
too
but
little fuel
a lot
to
of them
finish.
are anyway, though, and further behind. So, wouldn't it be more advantageous? Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about it either.
AAA's come out in exactly the same situation that Andrew Hopley did.
Yes, isn't he?
The BSTV sandwich. Well,
So he's got that
coming
job to
out.
do. Yeah. Now, I'm looking at Andrew Hopley's time last time round, a 129.6. I'm looking at Kevin's time, a 129.4, and that's nowhere near enough, is it, for Kevin to make his way forward in that exchange? Although his pit stop's going to be shorter, isn't it? Because he's going to take on less fuel.
He's going to take on less fuel, yes, definitely.
But if a safety car comes out anytime soon, he's going to get absolutely whacked, isn't he?
Well, we're not sure if it's going to happen at all, so it's all
True.
a moot. It's all a moot point at this point.
It is.
Somebody else has just come in. I heard that.
Yeah.
Mark Heron.
And Mark Aaron, that's right.
And this little exchange continues, doesn't it?
Yeah, Carl Hardy is stuck with him, hasn't he?
Now, I've got to take my hat off to Carl Hardy. The fact that he's got to that kind of distance away from Tom Stanley, he wouldn't have been doing that last season, would he?
No, and they've
Definitely
dropped
not.
David Ayres.
Yeah, by a country mile now.
We know Chris Shaw seems to be struggling.
You know,
Yeah.
everybody teases Carl Hardy, but I'll tell you one thing I noticed. This
Oh,
young man has.
Oh, hang on, what happened there?
that was a BSTV car.
That
Was that
was.
Ben? On his own. Slow
coming
spin?
out the keyhole, yeah.
Or a drift onto the grass?
A
It's a drift. Oh, that's like 3 days back to the track.
Yep. Into the sand pit. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Clyde?
It wasn't Clyde, it was me.
Oh, was
but
it?
that's
Was it
okay. Yeah, my hat's off to Carl Hardy. You know, he gets a lot of razzing and teasing, but I'll tell you, he's practiced real hard to get better, and it shows. I'll tell you, it really shows.
Yeah. Greg Frank's in the pits.
AAA desperate to get past Rob Venn, and not managing it in the same time scale that Andrew Hopley managed it.
No, not at all.
Andrew Hopley!
Oh, wow.
What's he done?
Oh.
AAA did a massive evasive manoeuvre, and rightly
Yeah,
so.
I'd love to see that on board of AAA, but I'd
Yeah,
like to
that's
see what
Code
happens
Brown
afterwards
stuff.
first.
That is
Wow.
the definition of Code Brown. If you looked up Code Brown in the dictionary, it would be a picture of this.
Just all on his own, just
Yep.
carried too much.
No, he got the yellow bumper rubber thing.
Yeah,
that-
he hit that little curbing between the pit road and the track. And
yeah, and it
that upset his
massively affects the car.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Big
Here we go.
So he's not going to be able to see this properly because there's a, well, PSTV car right in front of him. And there it is. And oh, what do you do? Oh dear.
What made it worse, I think, for AAA is he actually got out of shape
Whoa!
as well.
Oh, that was class. And that's why we watch
Wow.
this series.
Boy, it shows you anything can happen.
So that pit stop has got Stuart Dick ahead of Greg Branks.
Yes.
Yes, it has.
And he carried good speed coming round
Yeah.
that first corner as well, which has got him the, what do you call this one? Keyhole.
Yep.
Yeah, got him the pass at keyhole.
He's got the best line for it, no doubt. Good job. That pit exit and coming out of turn 1 is a perfect place for a collision too. It happens a lot there.
Now, Chris Shaw has managed to reel in David Ayres.
Yeah, Rob Venn's in the pits as well, or just coming out of the pits.
So the top 3 still haven't pitted at the minute. So that's Kevin Viamont, Roman Ratto, and Paul Burgess.
Yeah, so AAA is our net leader.
Correct, indeed.
I think he'll
Look at this.
definitely be
Look at
coming
this.
into
Carl
the
Hardy
interview
working.
booth.
Carl Hardy working on Tom Stanley. Boy, hammer down, Stuart Dick. I almost said Dick Stewart. No, Stuart Dick.
Could be either way, really, couldn't
It
it?
could, yeah.
It really could, yeah.
Here we
Oh,
go, Chris Shaw.
There we go.
Oh, door banging.
Yeah.
David didn't want to give
can't-
that up.
No, you can't really turn in when there's a car up the side of you.
Definitely not.
Paul Burgess is in from 3rd.
Let's just watch this again. So, we're on back straight. He dupes him, is the term. Yep, he's just turned in on him. He shouldn't have done that.
You know, we always hear it's like real life. Well, I'll tell you, this happens a lot in this corner in real life.
Yeah. So Gregory's got this to do again.
Stuart Dick still holding off Gregory Brannick.
Yep. And just to remind everybody watching, these guys don't take tyres. It's not worth them doing it. So pit stops don't necessarily mean you've got more grip. Ooh,
Yes.
slow. No points for that one though, because you didn't end up facing the direction of the race, did you?
Whoops.
No, but that's brought them two back together again, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. and this continues.
Oh boy, uh-oh. This is
So
close.
Gregory was hoping to carry that round, so he was on the inside for that turn, and it didn't work out that way.
No, it didn't.
So leaders carried on again, as has second.
I'm amazed how much better Stuart Dick goes through that section than the BMW sedan.
Marco says on the chat, you've got to put your left tyres on the yellow curb, but when you put your left tyres on the left side of the curb, it's too much and you lose the power.
Really.
Well, this is very much on, isn't it?
Oh, Tom was really close to that fence then.
There's a few doing that, you know. I can't believe I never get that close to that fence because I'm terrified of it. Just like net coding into it or something daft like that. There's a Yaz in
Yaz, yeah.
Perfect demonstration of what Marco Lobert was saying on the chat. Left-hand tyres just on the yellow rubber.
I think it was Marco Normello, wasn't it, that said that?
No, Lobert.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Shut up, Billy. Okay.
How many times do you hear that a day?
A lot. and nobody's here at the moment, but I hear it a lot.
Right, Double R is in.
Right. So he's the first of the top three. Well, no, he's not, is he? Where's the other one? Paul
no.
Burgess
Oh,
has
there's
come out
Kevin
behind
Veermont,
Gregory.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Oh, that's double R. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's only Kevin Veermont that hasn't pitted out of the top lot of the GT4
Yeah, it looks
now.
like Andrew Hopley's going to get by him.
Yeah. I still reckon Kevin's gambling on taking the shortest
Maybe
pit
not.
stop.
Maybe not. Whoa, look at this. Look at this. Wow, they're right together.
Yeah, double
Kevin
R
Veermont
is.
and Andrew Hopley. No, double R. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Double R's probably thinking he's just had the best pit stop in the world because he's come out behind Hopley.
Andrew Hopley was very wide through the keyhole.
He was.
But he got away with it though.
But he's given up that advantage now because Double R's going to have a massive slipstream down
He's
here.
Plays down the road a little bit too.
He's nailed that onto that inside line. He's going to have to get across the track somewhere to get the right turn in for this one. Oh!
Yellow flag. I just heard the signal.
Kevin Veermont's going to get caught out massively.
See, now there's a break for Andrew Hopley. He's going to be able to catch up with AAA right now.
And there's the safety car coming out to collect the leader. The leader being Kevin Veermont, but
That's true.
Kevin's the one of only 2 cars, I think, that haven't pitted yet. So he's going to have to give up the lead in a pit stop.
Possibly there's going to be a green flag pit stop too. That's too bad. That looks like Scott Malcolm behind him. I believe it is. Yep.
So, I'm guessing that no matter how many laps to do under caution here, it's not going to be enough for him to fuel save that much in order to get to the end of the race.
I doubt it, no. No, I think Kevin's problem was obviously the pits are closed when the safety car comes out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have been able to dive in, pit, and possibly get back out in front. But now he's what have we got?
He's trapped now, isn't he?
Stefan hasn't pitted, so he can possibly come out in 12th.
What does it do for if
he was Kevin... third, Tyler? Sorry, Pete.
Sorry.
Go
on. If Kevin does pit, what does it do for... Who is that? Is that Scott Malcolm? Yeah.
Scott Malcolm should get waved around the safety car.
Right.
If Kevin pits, which he should do, and if Scott do not pit.
Yeah, because Scott still needs to go in, doesn't he?
All the TCR needs to go in, but I assume they will all come in except Scott. Yeah, he comes in, so
no,
he loses wave around.
Yeah, he's not going to get his lap back.
No. So, that's shuffled the pack, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's not really done any damage to the TCRs, has it? Because none of them had pitted anyway.
No, but Kevin very much loses out here, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
And yep.
Oh.
Yeah. To be fair, though, he might as well, because he knows that he was going to come out, down the back of the field, so he's not going to lose any more places by doing that.
Are we going to see in future races, then, lots more people doing early pit stops, do you think?
Well, it depends, doesn't it? I think a late pit stop is possibly, especially as you're not taking tyres, the later you can pit, the better, because you're shortening your pit stop. But throw in that, is there or isn't there going to be a safety car? And if you think there's going to be a safety car, then the early stop is better. But then if somebody gambles and does the late stop and there isn't a safety car, I think that's where this safety car thing. I know, so, as Bill said, some people don't like it, some people do like it, but I think it adds a whole new tactical dimension to the race.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's going to be winners and losers from these tactics, and I think we're seeing very clear evidence of that.
It's whoever can read their crystal ball the best.
It is, yeah, and that's what I was saying. Is it going to lead people to, in future races, pit as early as they can do in case this happens?
Yeah.
Or is someone going to absolutely gamble at every race in the hope that one day they're right? There's no
Yeah. And don't forget the safety car. If we have a safety car, it can come out. The earliest time it can come out, I think, is minute 15.
Mm.
Okay, the lights are off on the safety car too. So it looks like we're going green next time by.
Scott Malcolm on the chat there, asking the field, I think, is he not going to get his lap back? Well, he would have done if he'd stayed out, wouldn't he?
Yeah. No, you shouldn't.
And this is the difference here, isn't it? Like you were saying last time, the road racers, they're not used to getting yellows thrown at them.
No.
It's very much an oval thing on the iRacing service.
Yeah, I think Scott's thinking lucky dog.
Yes.
He's in the right country, but the wrong series.
Yeah. The only reason you would get a lap back is if you're trapped between the leader and the safety car.
Yep.
So we're going to have, what's that, quarter of an hour to race, is it?
Yeah, just over, I think, once we get going.
Yeah. Just about, Pete.
And Kevin's ended up behind 3 of the 5 TCRs and Ben Cullen, and then obviously the rest of the GT4 field. So he's got quite a mountain to climb now.
Yeah, but what are them new tyres going to do for him?
Yeah, he's heating them up and he's trying to get his brakes heated up as much as he can.
You can see him accelerating and braking.
Yeah.
Okay, leader's gone.
He has, he's just bolted. But he's not dropped Andrew Hopley at all.
Not at all. Andrew Hopley actually got a little bit of a break by the safety car because AAA was out there pretty good.
Yeah, Andrew Hopley's not waiting.
He's looking already.
Very clean racing from both of them.
Yep.
That's tremendous. Andrew Hopley's got a heck of a run.
Triple wants to block him, but he can't get over.
He's not got enough track to do it. He's going to have to go wide here. Cold tyres or cold air tyres into this corner. There's a touch. And Double R is going to try and take advantage of that. Not able to, though. Doors shutting. Oh. Ooh. We're watching AAA in the inset camera there, fighting with his wheel.
Look at Stuart Dick in 4th place, right behind these 3 guys.
Yeah, he's closed in on Double R. Oh! Oh! Double R got out of that one because he knew it was the door was going to shut on him.
Wow.
I tell you who did benefit from that, Chris Shaw.
For sure. Yeah, he's in second.
Yeah, look at that. Wow. Kevin Beamont's got 2 more TCRs to go by.
Oh, Chris Shaw.
There you go. Wow.
He's not happy about Kevin's overtake, but
Not at all.
arguably it looked all right to me.
Flashing lights. Cool.
He'll shut up eventually.
He might. I doubt it though. We were talking about Scott there. He's still vocal on the on Vox in the race about not getting a lap back.
He was between a rock and a hard spot, though. If he stayed out there, he wouldn't have been able to stop, would he?
No, he'd have had to pit on the green.
Yeah.
So he'd have got his lap back.
Yeah. I don't know what's worse. Probably could have got out on the same lap, possibly. Yeah.
Oh, Stuart!
Whoa!
Oh dear!
Oh, there's another. Wow, that was a pretty.
And that
hard
was
collision.
Paul, I think. Oh,
Allbird. Yeah.
what was going on there? There was a car just went off stage left. It's a BSTV car.
Yeah, he's overcorrecting in the grass, I think. There.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one of them that is. I'm gonna guess it's Rob Venn. It is. He's come around the corner and there's been a windscreen full of cars and he's bailed and then he's lost control over that hump you were talking about, Bill.
Yep. Airborne. Watch this. Boom! That's it. Yep.
And that'll do damage to the underside of the car, and that stuff's not repairable, is it?
I would think it would hurt it, yeah.
Meanwhile, towards the front, Gregory has caught Double R.
Scott Malcolm has disconnected.
Oh, he has. He's gone.
I guess he didn't like Clyde's note.
He disconnected a little while ago.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, Double R. Watching Kevin Veermont, he's making his way up now. He's up to 6th.
Gotten by Simon Chester, Stuart Dick, and who's that, Robert Venn?
That almost looked like Tom Stanley trying to do an overtake on Stefan.
He is allowed to do that if he can.
Oh, yeah. It's just you'd think the performance difference, it'd be the other way around.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I think for the TCR drivers, it's quite annoying to have a slower GT4 in front of you because they can slow your lap time down and you can't get past them because they just breeze away on the straight, don't they? Oh, that's Triple A.
No. What's happened there?
He spun. Wow.
He was.
He had a gap, so
yeah.
I'm thinking that was all on his own.
He was the closest in proximity to the leader, Carousel, and he's just done a slow spin.
Too fast. Yep.
And I tell you what, he's done absolutely the right thing there. He's driven off onto the infield, to keep away from any other cars.
In the inside picture, I saw his hand go up in the air too, like, ah!
Yeah. I wasn't watching that, so that's good that you spotted that, Bill. Ben Cullen on Simon Chester, that is. Whoa, what's going on there? What was that?
Whoa!
Ben's had some sort of technical issue.
That was
Surely.
Whoa!
That looks like hardware failure,
Yeah,
doesn't it,
something
Clyde?
happened there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'd like to see that from the start. The second bit did.
Can you hear that?
No.
He's on full gas.
Right, okay.
I think he's disconnected. Keep listening.
I'm just watching his wheel.
What's that about?
He's switching between 5 and 6 gears. I think that's, yeah, it's a weird issue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at the dashboard's going crazy in that car.
Yeah. And then he did this. He's on permanent gas now.
Strange.
That's definitely hardware.
Definitely.
It's all happening this time round. So, Kevin has caught AAA, which would be great, other than the fact that AAA is now down in 5th. But look at the amount of positions that Kevin's managed to make up in such a short time.
Kevin definitely has the hammer down, no doubt about that.
And he's got fresh rubber.
Yep.
So he's got all the grip in the world at the minute. And he's got 6 minutes-ish to take as many positions as he can. Ben's base unit disconnected. He's on chat at the moment. That's a massive shame. I can't remember. I think it was... Simon that he connected with.
Yeah, obviously it wasn't Simon's issue.
No. Simon's still going.
Yeah, I don't think it took him off or anything like that, did it? So
no.
I don't believe it. You know, it didn't ruin any of his positional stuff. So
no, it probably got a lot of swearing done, but
yeah, it was probably a less than polite. What are you doing?
Yeah.
More than likely, possibly.
Obviously, not using those words.
Yeah.
I think once Simon sees or hears from Ben that he had a technical issue, all will be forgiven.
I think so, yeah. Kevin's very, very racy at the minute. He's obviously got a lot more grip than the cars in front of him.
Yeah, and I think both of these will be looking to get past Mark Heron, but Mark can get a fantastic finish here if he can hold them off.
Definitely. You see the line that Kevin took through that corner then? That was brilliant. He's a highly capable driver, isn't he?
Certainly is. And he took that corner great too. Exactly what you got to do. Right up on that curb, go over it.
It's going to be a good run out of that corner for Kevin in theory. But they've both now caught Mark Heron, like you were saying, Clyde.
Mark just wants to defend to the point that the two behind him are together and battling.
Yeah, and he's
he might get a bit of breathing space.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He went in a bit hot there.
He did.
I think he might get away with it.
Oh, that was a bit of a wobble on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he has got away with
it. Yeah. Well, AAA had to get out the gas for a start. Kevin's now insinuated himself there. And he's doing a number here.
Yeah, he didn't defend.
Too far.
Oh, Kevin, careful.
good, isn't it?
Yeah, AAA kind of rubbed by him. Excuse me.
Yeah, they're slowing each other down now, though. Look at how far ahead Mark is.
Yeah. Whoop. Kevin just blinked on and off there for a minute. David Ayer's putting the moves on Chris Shaw at the moment.
And didn't manage it, though. Chris Shaw's still got the position.
Oh,
Oh, not anymore.
Oh.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Chris doesn't seem to have any front-end grip. It's
way
understeery to an extreme. And Carl Hardy's going to get in on this shortly as well if they're not careful.
But how has Carl Hardy ended up in fourth?
A really, really short pit stop, I think. Sam might be able to tell us.
Tell what?
Carl.
How
Hello?
short Carl Hardy's, Chris Shaw's pit stop was compared to the cars around him.
Pit stop was 8 seconds 12. No, Chris Shaw.
It's Carl Hardy that's dipped out.
And Carl
He was ahead of both.
Yeah, he was.
He was challenging Tom Stanley.
That's right. That's right. Before the pit stop stuff. Absolutely. I don't know.
So has Carl had a massive pit stop then?
I know they have beer stands on here. There's no pie stands on this course. I know that for sure.
Okay, I think we are going to get 2 more laps.
Okay. Must only be 2 minutes on the clock, is there, or something like that? Yeah.
2 minutes now, so this will be
This is the penultimate lap?
Hmm.
Well, Double R, if he hangs on, he's going to have a second place finish. Good for him. Of course, Ranix is really pushing his buttons here right now.
He is. He's alongside as well, and with momentum.
Yeah.
Double R's going to end up giving this up, I think.
He's going to have to.
All right, Double R, crowd him. Come on, get over there. Attaboy. Oh, you're behind him. Oh, darn. Not bad, not bad. Hang in there.
So, the way we're looking at it at the minute, Team H, is it? Are going to end up with a 1-2 here?
H, yeah. And Mark Heron's still holding this crew off. Look at him go.
Yeah, they've kind of sorted themselves out, but if you look just at the back there, Stuart Dick is looming.
Here he is.
Oh, who's that? Rob Venn.
Ouch.
That's not good.
Yep.
Was he on his own or was he helped?
I think he was on his own, I think. Oh, maybe not.
No, he wasn't on his own.
That's a Sammy.
Paul Burgess.
No, Paul Burgess.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. Whoop. Whoops.
Not the greatest and stylish of overtakes, to be fair, is it?
Take that. No, you take that.
Oh, Mark. Oh, wow. Kevin just threaded the needle in spectacular fashion.
Yeah.
Holy and Stuart Dick got into Mark Heron.
Yeah, well...
Boy, that was a nice maneuver. Wow.
Mark was on his own for this, I think.
No, AAA got him.
Oh, did he? Oh, he did.
And then AAA let everybody go past to redress the position.
Yeah.
Look at that. What a maneuver. Wow. That was amazing.
Okay, so it is Andrew Hopley going to take away his first win of the season in GT4. And at the moment, it's a 1-2 for H Motorsports.
Yes, it is. Nice job. Well done. Andrew Hopley still the king of the kids after a hiccup last week.
Double R comes home in third. So
There you got a podium. Good.
TCR, Tom Stanley is going to take the win. Barring any... shouldn't say that, should I? Till he's crossed the line, really. Just in case. He'd never forgive me. So, Tom Stanley takes home his second win on the trot in TCR.
He adapted very well to that car. He's driven this car before, I can tell.
David Ayres is going to take second spot, and Carl Hardy is going to take third.
Good man. He got by Chris Shaw, huh? Good for him.
Here's a shot for the cameras.
Formation flying.
Okay, so that'll rumble on at work tomorrow then.
Clearly.
Well, that had everything.
Really did.
Saying that again, here.
Well, it was like nobody wanted to win the GT4s.
Yeah. People were throwing it away all over the place. Safety car produces another drama.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, we had 2 Porsches on the GT4 podium last week and none this week. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's I expected different, to be honest. I think if Tom Stanley. Oh dear. I think if Kevin Viermont hadn't been caught out by the safety car, that it'd been a different story. But he did, so it's almost not worth mentioning.
Well, yeah.
Okay, shall we run through the official finishing positions?
Yep.
So in GT4, Andrew Hopley takes away the win. Teammate Gregory Vranks in second and a double R in third. Kevin Viermont fought his way up to fourth. Stuart Dick in fifth. Mark Heron in sixth. Triple A in seventh. Stefan Goebel in eighth. Paul Burgess in ninth. Yaz Samai in 10th. Simon Chester 11th. Robert Venn in 12th. And rounding out your field in GT4 is Ben Cullen.
And then there was the TCR field. So Tom Stanley takes home all the honours for asymmetric, winning the TCRs in round 2. David Ayres comes home second for Result Clothing. Also for Result Clothing is Carl Hardy. Chris Shaw comes home fourth for Ascari Autosport. And Scott Malcolm for Elite Energy iRacing comes home fifth.
Okay, so let's get the interviews underway then. And we'll bring in Andrew Hopley, winner of GT4s, first.
Good evening.
Good evening, Andrew. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm relieved to have that one finished. I know that.
Yeah, it was full of events. You didn't qualify top of the pile, but you took no time at all in getting there.
Yeah, absolutely dived for the lead of the race at the start there. Sent it round the outside of turn 1 and just fought for it. I didn't want to get stuck in the pack. You know, I was just worried about getting stuck in the pack from last week. I was. It's not the best attitude to have, really, in terms of an endurance event to sort of shoot for the win on the first corner, but it paid off for the most part, right?
It definitely did. And talk us through your pit stop strategy. What influenced you to pit as early as you did?
Oh, I can't be giving away those kind of secrets, Pete.
Well, that's why we're here, to extract those kind of secrets from you.
Just
so cough it up, son.
Safety car.
Safety car.
just calculated exactly how early we could pit. As soon as we hit that number, it was in for the fuel, and then whatever happened. We knew that the safety car came out, we'd shuffle up the order.
Yeah, and it caught Kevin out massively.
Yeah, massively.
He was absolutely stranded. His recovery was incredible, but because he was on brand new tyres, he put tyres on in the pit stop. But you and a few others were completely away. And then, as we were commenting, people were throwing themselves off the track, trying desperately not to win towards the end.
God, yeah, that turn one had me off. And thank God for the safety car. Otherwise, I'd have ended up scrapping with Roman for P3.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for the safety car, because he came out right behind me after I had that spin. So, yeah.
And where's Gregory anyway?
He's had to go, mate. He's had to go. He needs to eat.
That's
so.
a shame.
Well, he will come in. He will come in.
So that's doubling up for Team H, isn't it?
Yeah. What a result! What a result! Well shoved.
So, anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go and pop the corks on that simulated champagne you've got in the chiller?
Yeah. You guys for the broadcast, Greg for joining me for this season, and yeah, that's it really. Thanks to the guys for some super clean racing.
Andrew, how's your daughter doing?
She's on the road to recovery, mate. Yeah, she had a X-ray this afternoon to see if the bone had set in place, and it appears that it has. So yeah, she's doing really well.
Excellent. Glad to hear it.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you very much, Andrew Hopley, our race winner.
Take
it. Cut him off a bit short there. Never mind. One day I'll get used to this.
Are you in a rush? Are you in a rush? What's going on here?
I need a wee. Right, so let's bring in our bottom step of the podium driver, known to us as Double R, known to everybody else as Romain Ratu. Welcome to the booth.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hello. That was a hell of a race, wasn't it? You was down a bit, you was up a bit, you was in second, you was in third. You seem to be battling with everybody in that race.
Yeah, it was very difficult to predict such a race. I'm super happy with the results. I wasn't expecting that. I haven't found a pace, a rhythm all the week during the training, and I found the confidence in the car during the race. So I have a good rhythm, and the safety car helped me a little bit in the half of the race. So yeah, that was a crazy race, and just be strong, and the result is in.
Yeah, so you beat your teammate. Obviously, your teammate was very hampered by the safety car.
Yeah.
Are you two talking to each other during the race?
Yeah, we talked during the race, but we don't predict safety car when I pit, and so he push his it pit 2 laps or 3 laps later, and the lap after my pit, the safety car is announced. So yeah.
Yeah, so it pretty much worked perfectly for you. On the whole, that was a really good race tonight. There was some fantastic racing on a difficult track to overtake. Again, we see that the driving standards are absolutely fantastic. It must be a pleasure to race with these guys in the series.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure. So the level is up than the first season. So it's very difficult to be in third place in this season, and it's most difficult than the first season. So I enjoy this battle, and it's really good for the show in stream. And I hope we can do the show during all the championship. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, before we let you go, Roman, anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I would like to thank my team, Mecha Sport, my partners, Nuagen+.com, Kinos Pro, my partner, Kevin, for the help during all the week and all the practice, and all the team around in the back of the light. So yeah, and you guys for the stream.
Thank you very much. We always appreciate that. So congratulations on your third place in the GT4s, Roman Ratu. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Yes.
Okay, so what have we've got some TCRs lining up. Let's get Kevin Viermont in for you, Pete, and you can talk about his recovery drive.
Yeah, bonsoir, Kevin.
Bonsoir.
How are you doing?
Fine, and you?
Yeah, it's a bit warm in my man cave here, but all good. I've been very well entertained. Everything was working brilliantly for you, to a point. You were quite kind of slow off the start. Was that you trying to manage either fuel or tires?
No. For Medoyo, with my work, I missed very lot practice, and I not very good for this week.
All right, okay, because you got it on pole, and then dropped down to third reasonably quickly, and then we saw you got absolutely caught out by the safety car.
Yeah. The safety car exit and the pit lane close, and I will be pit in this moment.
Yeah.
And I am in the last turn, and the pit lane is closed.
But even then, the recovery that you made, you ended up in something like 12th in class, and you've recovered it back to 4th. I know you put new tyres on in your pit stop. That is immense. All the way back to 4th place. That's got to be some consolation.
Yes, for me it is a good result, and I'm I'm happy for Romain. It's P3, and it's with this safety car is very. It's a luck and luck for the driver. It's a strategy.
Yeah, it certainly adds a very, very unique, particular dimension to these races. You've just got to hope that one day you don't get a safety car and you can nail it to the front of the field and stay out as long as you want. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yes, I would like to thank my team, Mecha Sport, my partner Romain Rato, and my partner Nuagen+.com, Kino Pro, Transport Digue Clément et Domaine Filatro.
Brilliant stuff. Great recovery and a fantastic drive all the way through this evening, really. Congratulations, Kevin Viermont.
Thank you.
Tell you what, his English is improving massively, isn't it?
Certainly is, isn't it?
It's so much more efficient.
I tell you, he tries real hard, and you're beginning to understand him. I'll tell you, me too.
Yeah.
So let's get our winner of the TCRs in, Tom Stanley. 2 wins on the trot out of 2 races in TCR. Bit of a cakewalk, isn't it?
Evening. I wouldn't say it's a cakewalk. The tyres really struggled during the end of that race, and I was afraid that David was really going to catch me up because I believe he told me he took 2 front tyres at the pit stop. So I was just hoping I can keep that GT4 behind me just to keep the gap.
Yeah, well, we see obviously before the yellow flag came out, and obviously none of the TCRs had pitted at that point, so you all came in together. But Carl Hardy was just hounding you for the first half of the race. we thought, or I certainly thought, that you was just going to drive away, but Carl seemed to have some amazing pace, and then whatever happened in the pit stops, David Ayres and Chris Shaw managed to jump Carl, so we don't know if he stopped and had a pie or not. But after that, I know what you're saying with David, but from our side, it was fairly plain sailing for you after the pit stop, but not before.
Again, I was just trying to look after the tyres, trying not to spin them up too much and put too much heat in them. That's just from the practice I did offline, just to see from them. There was an incident with a GT4 collided with one of the two guys behind me, between Chris and Carl, which dropped the bat significantly. And I was just chatting to him before we came into here, and he just said that the tyres were gone by the time he got back off the grass.
Right. So that's probably what happened to Carl. Well, for the asymmetric team, at least you're keeping the flag flying. Abdul was right up there, could have had a win, and ended up 7th. Stuart seemed to be fast, then struggle, then be fast, then struggle. But like I say, you're flying the flag, and you must be happy that you switched cars now.
I wouldn't say I'm flying the flag. We're all flying the flag in terms of it. They had great races last week. It was a bit unlucky for them in the chaotic race of what I was talking to them about. Am I happy that I switched? Yes and no. Yes, I would. Yes, I've been enjoying racing this car again, but I wish there was a few more TCR entries just to make it a bit more interesting. But hopefully those numbers will grow this season. But again, I wouldn't say I'm flying the flag for the team. All me, Stuart, and Abdul are all doing really well under the team name.
Excellent. Well, before we let you go, Tom, anybody you'd like to thank?
Again, thanks to the team, Racemetric with Abdul and Stuart Racing. And yeah, thanks to you guys for broadcasting it week in, week out.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your win, mate, and we'll see you next week.
Will do. Take care, guys.
Okay, so that was our TCR winner. Now, I'm not going to bring these two in together. Let's see if we can get a fight going. So, second place in TCR, Pete, David Ayres.
David Ayres, how are you doing this evening? Second place has got to feel good, right?
Yeah, I'm real chuffed with that, especially after how far back I fell in the middle of the race.
Yeah, we did see that, and we saw you locking horns with a number of different TCR drivers throughout that, but not quite got the legs for Tom Stanley yet, no?
I was catching him, I think another couple of laps, and I think I would have probably had him. And plus the fact I ended up having to go into the pit lane twice. This first time when I came out, my fuel light was still flashing. So under the yellow, I had to go around again and pop back in and splash and dash. And I think that might have been a different story if I hadn't had to do that.
It definitely sounds like it. Did you take tyres during your stop?
I took front tyres only, yeah. And I think
right.
That's what gave me the advantage over Chris and Carl right at the very end.
Well, I could see that Chris was suffering with some big understeer. Not too far into the race, to be honest. So I was wondering whether he'd done enough practice. You're obviously banging the practice sessions in, aren't you?
Oh yeah, we're on virtually every night. Normally Sunday, Monday, Tuesday doing the TCR, then Thursday, Friday doing the
GT3s.
Yeah, ready for the Sunday.
Yeah. Well, it's been a very entertaining race from you, and you've obviously beaten Carl. That doesn't mean much to you, really, does it? Though.
No, not a lot. No, really. Slow fat boy.
Do you think there was a pie stand in the pit lane or something? How has he ended up behind you anyway? Because he was ahead of you, wasn't he, for quite a long time in the race?
Yeah, he certainly gapped me. I caught back up under the yellows, And then after just before the safety car went back in, I think I was about 3 seconds behind him.
Right, okay.
And then with the fresh tyres, I just managed to gain on him. And then...
Fight going on.
Yeah, I know. So where's the rest of the ace? Sorry, no. Where's the rest of the result clothing boys then? Because you were like ants last season. There's what is there, 2 of you left?
Yeah, I mean, we've heard from Jimmy this week, who was out last season. He's had a few issues at home, so he says he is coming back, but can't at the moment. And a couple of the others are just concentrating on other leagues.
Right, okay. They need to multitask more. So anyway, second place, brilliant result. 1 ahead of your teammate, even better result. Beating Chris Shaw, even better result. So congratulations. Anybody you'd like to thank?
Your school English teacher for grammar betterer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just all the result clothing boys. Again, you guys for putting on an excellent broadcast, which I'm now going to go and put my feet up on the couch and watch. And yeah, there, everybody involved. It's a great night, thank you.
Awesome stuff. Congratulations again. Second place in TCR, David Ayres.
Thank you and good night.
Okay, so last but not least, we have, where did he finish? 4th in TCR, was it? Third?
Yeah, he finished 3rd.
Yeah, all right, I'll let you off. So, first off, we've just, Pete's just thrown some questions at David, and he's more than happy now that he's got the measure of you, and you're not going to get anywhere near him for the rest of the season.
Well, if I carry on eating pies, that's a true story.
So what happened? Because you was right up there, and you was giving it to Tom Stanley for the first half of the race. The safety car comes out, all the TCRs pit together, and you come out in 4th. So did you miss your box, or do you need to pay your pit crew a bit more?
Yeah, pit crew overfilled me. I think maybe I leave it to crew chief to like do all the workings out for me, because I'm no good at all that. I think they overfilled me because Chris just come out in front of me, and I was like, "No, here we go." And I knew as soon as like I had someone between me and Tom, that was it. Tom was gone. But yeah, there we go. And then Dave, the cheat, had new tyres on his car, and left me and Chris for dead.
Yeah, he just told us that he had new tyres, and then did you ever come in together with a GT4 that sort of paid to everything in the end?
GT4 hit Chris.
Ah, right, okay.
I went through the middle of them, and then got all excited and went onto the grass.
Right.
And then it was just basically my tyres before that were fine. I think as soon as I come back off of the grass, my tyres just completely and utterly gone.
Yeah, it's funny what the grass can do to them, isn't it? But yeah, you must be, although it wasn't the result that you was looking for, you must be, immensely pleased with the pace that you had and being able to keep up with Tom, because he does look like a class act in this car.
I was quite impressed. Doing officials and like last night, I thought, okay, I'm half decent. Obviously, you get the idea, but obviously they're not the league people, and obviously the league people are a lot quicker drivers. And then tonight, coming on and being like 2,000ths behind Tom in practice, I was quite happy with my little self. I say little self.
Well, someone's got to say it, haven't they? Well, we thought you had a fantastic drive.
Cheers,
you probably wish the race had been a red flag rather than a yellow flag. And personally, I'd just like to thank you for getting the league name out there in all the official racing that you do. And I'm sure eventually we'll reap the benefits and get some more TCRs in.
It's what it's all about, Clyde. It's I'm loving this league and I want it to grow. And we need the TCRs out there. So I'm going to do all I can to get them out there on the track with us. And
excellent.
And the drivers I was talking to last night did seem quite. There's a Tobias as well I was talking to as well.
Yeah, like I said, I did have one message today from one. He obviously hasn't signed up, but hopefully he's going to. So, Carl, congratulations on your third place, or commiserations on your third place, however you want to look at it. But well done, and we will see you next time. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Just you guys. Well done to you guys. Another obviously great string taking the mick out of me, I suppose. And then
they would never do that.
Liars. I get it in the GTs. I get it in this. I'm just the man you pick on.
It just shows you how much we love you. That's what it is.
That's not true. I gave you a compliment tonight, Carl. I told him that, everybody picks on him, but all the practicing that he's doing is showing the effort, and it's gaining results, and good for you. And I didn't pick on you.
I just ate 2 less pies today. That's all it was.
Cool. That's a start.
Cheers, lads. And obviously Dave done really, really well tonight. He outdone us on the tyre stop. I actually unticked my tyres as I was going into the pit lane. I was going to change them, but I unticked them.
Well,
I should have left it.
Yeah,
he done really well.
Well, hopefully he can get his head through the warehouse door tomorrow. We'll find out. I'm sure you'll let me know. Congratulations on your third place. We'll see you next time, Carl Hardy.
Yeah, cheers, lads. Well done.
Right, guys. We've got Roger Morton in the interview room. I don't think he's waiting for an interview. I think he just went in to chat to Carl.
Right.
Let's quick race recap. I think that's one of the best races we've had in, especially for the GT4s. Like we say, people kept throwing it off the track, and they didn't want to win. Hopley was leading and lost it, and we see AAA have problems. Stuart Dick had problems. Kevin Veermont could have won it, but then got caught out by the safety car. For me, I thought that was a fantastic race. Andrew Hopley back at the top of the pile. You can't take it away from him, but he's got a lot more competition this season. And then in TCRs, Chris Shaw struggled tonight. We're not used to seeing him struggle. Tom Stanley, I think Bill's right. He's obviously driven the car before, but in this league, he seems to have taken to it like a duck to water. And quite rightly, what Bill was saying, the practice that the Result boys are putting in are certainly showing, because they're getting these really good finishes. So yeah, I thought that was absolutely brilliant. Pete, you?
Yeah, it was non-stop. I think one of the drives of the day for me, and you can argue, well, he should have pitted before the safety car came out, was Kevin Veermont. To go from 12th to 4th is a miracle. He was leading the race for a while. He did get caught out, but the skill behind the wheel is phenomenal, isn't it, in that boy? Do I think he'd topped Andrew Hopley? I'm not sure. I just don't think he had the speed tonight. And Gregory Vranks did very, very well to get up there. But yeah, the competitiveness is excellent. The driving standard is tremendous. Yes, there was some paint exchange, but it was competitive. It wasn't naughty. It was great racing. This league's turning into something very special. And whilst it's not the most massive field, it's definitely the most entertaining that we're currently commentating on from my perspective. There's some great characters in here, and I think this is going to develop into a fantastic league.
Yeah, and Bill, what did you think of that?
Well, both of you guys kind of coined everything I thought too. Andrew Hopley still on top of his game, even though he had a hiccup last week. He had a personal issue. His daughters are special, and when something happens, it throws your whole ball game off. But he showed his skill. I mean, he got a little break with the safety car, but he still could have done it anyway. So well done, and a heck of a drive from AAA. He made a couple little boo-boos, got in a couple scraps, but he was doing really well as well. And I have to also agree with Pete, Kevin Viamont. My God, the fortitude from the back of the pack, go up through the keyhole. There's an accident. He threads his way through with a paperclip distance on each side and doesn't hit anybody, and gets up to fourth. Truly, just an amazing drive. And I totally agree. I think this is one of the best leagues. Even though it's small, it's really exciting. Great characters here, a lot of competition, and I definitely think this will grow, and it's going to be really terrific. So I had a great evening. Looking forward to the next one.
And Sam, these guys keep you busy.
As always.
Not so much with crashing though, is it? Other leagues, the cameraman is busy, finding the crashes and replaying the crashes. These guys keep you busy with the close racing.
Yeah, true. And a bit of door banging, but still, as Pete said, very fair. So, yeah, was good. I have one question for you, Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just answered my question. I was about to ask if you're eating cake.
No. That was a lie. I am.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they kept me busy as always.
Excellent. So
professional as always, folks.
Me with a mouthful of cake. Yeah. What have we got coming up for you? So, where are we today? Wednesday. So Friday, we are back here again, Mid-Ohio, with the European Strength of Field Friday night race in the iRacing V8 Supercars. We have more V8 Supercar action for you on Saturday with the Racetech V8 ESC Season 9, and we have our special Bathurst 300. Yep, that's right. 75 laps of Bathurst for those guys to keep it on the track. And then we will be back next Wednesday with this series again. And I have no idea where we are. Even though I should know, I don't know. So I would like to thank Pete, Bill, and Sam for joining me in the booth, as usual. Everybody on the chat, sorry, I'm dying as well now. Everybody on the chat that always chips in with some really, really good comments. And most importantly, the drivers that take part in the series. You guys are putting on some absolutely fantastic racing for us. So I will say good night. Let the guys say good night, and then we'll close the broadcast. So good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night, everybody. Tune in next time, and it's going to be just as exciting. And if you don't normally watch V8s, why not? Because that is going to be an immense couple of races.
Kind of interesting you mentioned V8 speed, that we were here at Mid-Ohio. That should be really interesting on this course. I mean, we've raced here before in them, and it's a wild show. You're really going to enjoy it, so you should tune in on Friday. Thanks to all the people on the chat, the subscribers, of course, my colleagues, Sam, Pete, and Clyde, and to all the drivers, of course, who showed up for this. It's been a great night, and looking forward to seeing most of you on Friday night.
Yep, thanks for watching, everyone. I will catch you tomorrow with the Norwegian Rookie League. I will be alone without my friends of commentators. If you understand something at Norwegian, join me tomorrow. And we'll catch you on Friday then.